Hi, this is Chicho. Just wanted to give you a quick little update regarding comic books, specifically two things that I just recently picked up. The first one is a new series that I added to my pull list. Now it's 5 issues deep, and I read the first 4 issues of this in one sitting. It was absolutely fantastic. And the series is Tokyo Ghost. And I came across some comments in different forums where people were recommending this series, so I ended up picking it up, and it was absolutely fantastic. It was a fantastic little read. Well, not a little read, I guess. It's very detailed, and the artwork is absolutely amazing for it. And I found myself sort of drifting off and just looking at the artwork, the details in the background, the character designs and stuff. So it's a fantastic series. I've added this to my pull list, and I've read the first 4 issues. This is issue number 1. Okay, this is a really nice read. Like, I was very pleasantly surprised when I read issue number 2. When I read the first issue, I was sort of, just it was reminiscent of a lot of dystopian sci-fi, right? Or dystopian movies in general, and some sci-fi. And when I got to the end of issue number 1, there was a little write-up. This is issue number 4. Okay, there was a little write-up that the artist, the writer, I believe, had done, and this is issue number 5. And I haven't read this one yet. I'm in at the time. I'm in the middle of a move right now, so my stack is getting really, really high of what I should be reading, or what I'm picking up and reading. And this is one series that I just couldn't put down. I just sat down in one location, took a little break, and just started reading. I was really excited, and when I went to my comic book store, I added this to my pull list. And what I want to do is read the little write-up that the writer, I believe, wrote up for this. And I believe this was at the back of issue number 1, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just make sure this is it. So instead of me telling you what this series is about, why don't I read what who did this? Rick, I believe, is the writer. Rick Remender and Sean Murphy are the writers, the creators, and the artists. Okay, so let me read you what Rick has written here, instead of me giving you a review of what this book is about. I loved it enough to put it in my to add it to my pull list. It was fantastic. As far as dystopian sci-fi, or just sci-fi, I don't know if I would call it dystopian. There's a lot of tech here, so they do talk about a lot of technologies. Fantastic little take on the future. So let me show you. This is the cover of the first issue. Okay. And there's I believe 2 different covers. Okay. Let me read you the first page. Okay. The Isle of Los Angeles, 2089. Okay. Now, let me just read you just the opening 3. A song about a happy elephant echoes through a fresh smear of gray mist on the canals. Meet herders playing soft music to lure curious children. I loved this song as a kid. You remember Teddy? Back when these low canals used to be our sanctuary. We used to swim all day. Now the water's so toxic, it melts your skin. And that's just the first few word or commentary. I read up to here. Okay, second panel. So that's the tone that's set right off the bat. Artwork, beautiful. A lot of tech, a lot of visuals, a lot of fantastic stuff to look in the background, right? It really, when I was reading this, it's a little different, but it really, I don't want to do comparisons, but I couldn't help it. As soon as I started reading it and looking at the panels, it's darker, but it reminded me of Transmetropolitan. Fantastic. There's a lot of splash pages, double panels, beautiful coloring. So let's go to, we'll read the first little bit anyway. Okay, I'm not sure if I'll read all of it. So this is the little welcome message that the creators have to their comic. Okay, and this is let's read it. Welcome, Tokyo Ghost. Okay, so welcome to the first issue of the strange love story that is Tokyo Ghost. Let Dent and Debbie Decay are constables for the Flack Entertainment conglomerate that rules the putrid squatter of the Isle of Los Angeles, 2089. All of society centers on distractions. Everyone trying desperately to flee from the harsh reality of the noxious sewer the world has become. Led and Debbie are the law. Whatever Flack Corp happens to say, the law is that day. First paragraph. Underneath our obvious love letter to Road Warrior, Judge Dredd, and 13 Assassins, which will be more visible in coming issues, is an examination of our growing addiction to technology and triviality. The idea to look at our collective home opium den, the internet came during one of the many brainstorming sessions Sean and I've had over the last couple of years while developing this book, and it's a fertile soil for commentary and examination. A look at the effect tech has had on modern society and where we are going as a civilization addicted to distraction and entertainment. Think of the social norms smartphones have changed in just 6 years. When was the last time you had lunch with someone and they didn't look at their phone in the middle of a conversation? Our impulse control is gone. Our attention spans are shorter, and it's only getting worse. Now multiply exponentially as the decades pass and you have the world of Tokyo Ghost. Right, that's the first two paragraphs of the sort of welcome message that Rick, and I guess that's let me show you their names. I'm bad at pronouncing them. That's the first two paragraphs that they have in their welcome message to us as readers, right? And the story is fantastic. Great read. I was hooked. I was hooked after issue number 1, but I decided to put it on my pull list. Got really excited to put it on my pull list after issue number 2, and I sat down and I read all 4 issues in one sitting, and couldn't wait to get issue number 5. But I am in the middle of a move, so I haven't had a chance to sit down and read that. I might actually wait until I get issue number 6 and do 2 readings in one shot. That would be delicious, right? So that's my first recommendation, or my first update regarding comic books, which is I added Tokyo Ghost to my pull list. The second one is, as you know, I'm a huge fan of Valiant Comics, and Archer and Armstrong, the second series with a new relaunch, is out, right? I haven't had a chance to read this yet either, but when I was at the comic book store, at the new one that I'm, you know, have some books there, and I'm going to most likely transfer all of my books there at some point within the next few weeks. They knew I was, or I am, a Valiant fan. So about 3 weeks ago they had gone, or 4 weeks ago they had gone to a convention for retailers, and it's a convention where I forget, the CEO of Image wrote a letter explaining what, you know, some of the issues that we have in comic books, some of the issues that the comic book medium has to deal with, right? And you know, how we can improve the industry, or how the industry can grow, and deal with the influx of people coming in, and make sure the same mistakes of the past are not repeated, right? But he was at that comic book convention for retailers, and they knew I was a fan of Valiant, so you know, they came back, and Valiant was, you know, giving away little, you know, ball openers, I guess. And this is Archer and Armstrong, and they knew I was waiting for this series coming out, so they brought, you know, they gave this to me, which was fantastic. They saw I was happy. And when I went in there last week, the owner of the comic book store, you know, when I was buying my comics, he came up to me and said, listen, you know, we have something, would you like it for free? You know, he mentioned for free. And I said, what is it? He goes, well, Valiant was doing you know, promo for the launch of Armor Armstrong, and they sent them a huge, a big stand of Archer and Armstrong, and if I would like it. And I mean, before he even finished the sentence, my arm was in the air saying, yes please, I'll take it. And I haven't, you know, I opened it up just to take a look at it, and it was fantastic, right? So I had to show this to you, and I haven't, you know, done the punch outs to make it stand up, and that's what I want to do right now. I'm going to show you what they gave me. So this is going to be in my new space, where I'm going to be, you know, definitely having some comic books, maybe in a corner somewhere, and every time I look at it, hopefully I'll get a big smile on my face, right? So let me show you this thing. I have my mic put up, so I gotta put the recorder sound in my pocket, do a little adjustment. So let's take a look at this. Let's make sure this thing's still recording. Test. Yeah, it's still recording. So let me show you. This is how big it is, right? Now, let's see. I pulled this out, and I think life-size Archer and Armstrong, right? Take a look. Let me open this up. And this is their legs. Look at this thing. Oh my god. It's like a sort of a billboard thing. Take a look. Their body. Right? And it's got all the info at the bottom of them. Fantastic. And you can actually make it stand. So I have to sort of punch these out, right? So let me cut this out and we'll stand it up. So let's put this guy away and let's stand this up. Archer and Armstrong, right? Awesome. Thank you very much for the comic book store that gave this to me. Let's see how far back we have to go. Nice. Very nice. Okay, that's it. I just wanted to show you this. Tokyo Ghost, added to my pull list. Archer and Armstrong stand. Happy reading. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.